kit of sew. Really nice kits. I really like them. And you get a few things that are in there. You get the hide. It's a living animal, so you want to respect it and think of good thoughts as you're going through there. And piece of wood, you know, to make the handle for the rattle. That's a pretty good size hole. So if you have issues with it, you want to, if you press it, wax that's on it that makes it strong enough to protect it from water, and it'll last longer and won't deteriorate. Get that lined up in there and thread it. You want to make sure you get all of it in there and not make sure you get part of it split. This with two different colors. I'm going to use one on one side and I'm going to use this so you understand how I'm doing this. You have two sides of it. You know, the hide that might have been the side that was onto the flesh, and then on the other side would be the side that you see that's real smooth. And if you take a really good look, and I need to center it and split it into half. So I'm going to do that, and I know that's there. So I'm going to make note that that's in that place. So I might even bend that there so I know that's my center. I'm going to find a hole that matches here that's pretty close to the center, so I don't have to run it back and through, because I want some overhang out here. So let's find the middle. We have a better look there. See how that works out. And of course we need to split it. It's pretty close there. Here more through. And then I'm going to go to the other side and work my way back. This process here, I went through every one of them. You can see where I went through this way and back and forth, which made the process. But now we have to put another line in sinew. Now I'm just going to demonstrate it with a ribbon so you can see that they don't go through the same way in the same path. They have a different path in this journey. And you know, in life we have many journeys, and staying focused on the path, it's really tough sometimes. You've seen even Mr. Smith, you know, stepped off the balance, and I had to go back. I had to take a couple back steps. We do that every day in our life, and not to discourage or get upset. We just know that, hey, we made a mistake. Okay, let's fix it. Okay, get back on track. Pull through all the way, just so I don't want to unbalance the whole gig here, but I'm going to use my other lines to estimate that they're all pretty close to the same length. So if I follow this line after I did what I did, we should be okay. Instead of going in, I'm going to look at, so you can see one's going in on one side, one on the other. So because that's going in this way, I'm not going to go in that way. I'm going to go in the opposite direction. And then I'm going to get that through, and you know it's going to, hey, look at that, I went through, and that could happen where I shish kebabbed the line. That's okay, I just readjust and fix that. Now I pull it all the way through. I want to line it up with the other one, but I remember it was just a size short, and that's okay. Just kind of give it that, so we'll shoot from there. So now that I did there, I'm not going to focus on, you're going to see that, look at that, this one doesn't have the, but now it's going to. It's really important, because that way it closes and doesn't leave holes where the sand can come out. So this is really key. And then coming through now where there was no thread, there's a thread. You go to the other side, there's no thread there, but now there's going to be, because we're putting one. So then that way you have this double beautiful back-to-back stitch. Like I took a rattle like so, and I painted it all white, and then I put a design onto it. I keep shish kebabbing the sinew, so that's okay. No, just got to work around it, but also try to work it back out by pulling it through. Now there isn't one here. Now we're putting one, because if we didn't, it would have this big hole, and sand would come through that, and we would have really heavy issues, because it's not really that easy to do. Look at the struggles I'm having right here. You know, it's not easy. So make sure too that if you do have struggles, don't give up. Just find someone to give you a hand. And that's okay. We're not in a hurry. We might have to, you know, take a break and go have something to eat. Come back, you know. Now we take the funnel. You'll have it in your kit. And of course, making sure that all of these stitches are nice and snug and tight. As you're doing this, you'll watch me pulling and making sure that they're tight all the way, because if you don't, you'll get the sand will come out through there too. And you might look around and find a screwdriver to help get that into the so use your stick and put it in here, trying to keep everything as far as the lines tight. And you're going to manipulate the sand and pack it, make more room so you can put more in there. And you can see it's starting to pack up, and you just keep doing that. And what I like to do is use the stick, because it has a flat end, to push it down more, and then I'm going to get more sand. You really want to get lots of sand in there. And you'll have sand in your kit, and you can save it for your next and keep it, put it back in the bag, and you dry it, and then you make another one. So you could use any type of hide. You can make any shape with the you know, maybe your family harvests a deer, a bear, an elk, a moose. You know, all types of different hides will work. Even rabbit. Lots of rabbit here in Juneau too. Let's prepare for the finish now. And what I'm going to do is hit our four corners. I'm going to pull them really tight, and it's okay. You can pull them tight. I can even show you if you really need to, and like there's a place down here you can't get. Wrap around a few times. Pull it right here. Easy, easy. You could break it because you're able to get the more pressure on it. Just prepping it now for drying. However you leave it. Like if I lay it like this and all of a sudden it's laying flat on, oh, that's just beautiful. Look at the drying happening. Beautiful. But anyway, you know, you lying it down there so that you get a nice round corner and tuck it in there so it lays nice. And then also the other side too. And you can see how this side, see how the other side, I'm making sure it's lying good. And I'm going to wrap this around. And then this one on the other side is going to go the other way. Now you don't have to, you know, pull it in there and spread it out in certain places. This is all going to come off again. And that way that you might lay it like so, set it like that, and then let it dry. And then tomorrow or the next day, it's just going to take one day. Sometimes it takes a couple days, and you want to make sure that it's dry because then it'll move around. Okay, now here we go. Let's remove this here. We'll see how things turned out. Now we have the sand in here, and the first thing we're going to do is get that out. So basically, remove the stick. Okay, and then of course, get all the sand out. Yay, look at that. And we could reuse that. Your beads, and you don't need a whole bunch. You just need a little bit. It'll make a really nice sound. This is important also. Now if I take this stick and I shove it in here and I go all the way into there and those beads hit it, it's not going to have a very good sound. Make a mark on there with the pencil. I don't have a pencil here at the table. I'm not going to wait and run. I'm just going to make a mark, and that way I can see it. Okay. so that way I don't go too far in there. In your kit, it's separated. When you put it together, it will pop a hole in there. That's why we didn't put them together, or it would until you guys receive the kit. So with that to say, your glue, you're going to want to keep it down. You don't want to get it into the BB where the BBs are. So you're just going to put a large amount, because then it'll spread into the inside of it. And if you can see, and you don't want to be shaking it and it'll come flying off. This is really good glue too. So with that, you might even want to even put a little bit onto the wood too, just to be on the safe side. Just a little bit. Just to make sure we get enough in there to secure it nicely. So with that to say, I have my mark. It's right here. So with that, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to move it in real easy and get it to a mark. I'm going to go to a little more in. And then, of course, you still have your lines that we had. Now make note, they were already set. There's already going to be one going one way and one going the other way in direction. So I'm going that way. You want to go the opposite with the other one and move it so that you can get to where you get them close. Leave a lot of line and see, you could be decorative. And I would take it at least 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going right in there and then spreading it down this way. And then you're going to come around again, and then you're going to do it again. The screwdriver to kind of get a better grip on. I definitely like to take some of this glue and put it right on the knot so it doesn't come apart. Doing different painting on them. I've taken them and outlined them in black by taking out the outside and outline this all black. Then I would paint this all white on both sides. Then I painted designs, like I did a forget-me-not on one side and maybe something else like a message, a peace sign or something. You're pretty much set up with your rattle right there, and just set it in a place where it's sitting up this way. You don't want the beads to get up in there or, you know, touch the stick if it opens up inside here until it dries. So you're going to want to kind of just lean it up somewhere, or even take it and put it in a cup that it's big enough where it can sit in there like so. But just making sure that this glue doesn't touch anything else.